Hello and welcome to this Air National Guard MRO Update podcast. I'm Colonel Pat O'Brien, Chief Medical Review Officer of the Drug Demand Reduction Program at the National Guard Bureau. Welcome to Episode 8. In this episode, I want to take a moment to look back at the last year, not only as an MRO, but as a provider in the Air National Guard. We have all had many stressors placed on us, both from a military perspective as well as civilian. Many of us work clinically where we are directly impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The stress placed on us, our families, and our colleagues has been significant. I want to just take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for what you are doing to keep your patients, your family, and our Air National Guard members safe. I have spoken to a number of you over the last several months who have had similar experiences where you have been yelled at, denigrated, and generally abused by many patients and families. On top of that, we are now looking at providing counseling for many service members who may be seeking accommodations or exemptions from the COVID-19 vaccine. These interactions, at least for me personally, have been stressful and lead me to say this to each of you. Take care of yourselves. Take time for recharging and step away when it gets to be too much. I know some of you are at your wits' end, and I want you to know that you are not alone and that we are all here to support each other as providers both on the military front and the civilian front. I know this is not directly related to our actions as a medical review officer, but I feel it important to say a word about this because it is a big part of our world at this time. It too shall pass, and we will move on to other concerns and issues moving forward. But right now it feels tough, and I want you to know that you are not alone. Please reach out for help if and when needed, and know that I'm always available for a friendly phone call anytime. Now let's get to the Medical Review Officer update. During the last several months, we have had, thankfully, low numbers of cases to deal with. Our numbers have fluctuated in the teens to the 40s on average. I have to commend everybody for dealing expeditiously with each and every case. Make sure that you are dealing with cases on a 2-duty day basis if you are a full-time provider MRO. If you have questions on doing your reviews, please don't hesitate to reach out to me to discuss. I've had some great discussions about parent compound evaluations to help make determinations. The lab is more than willing to let us know what the service member actually took to cause the metabolites. They do have the ability to provide this rapidly. So don't hesitate to give me a call and I will authorize the lab to take a look. On the education front, there are several things I would like to cover with you. We still need to educate our service members about the change in the DODI 1010.16 that established a 6-month period from the fill date as the expiration. Working with our Wing Drug Demand Reduction Program managers, we need to get this word out to each and every service member. Please make sure to include something in your Wing newsletter, at roll calls at different units on base, and in interactions you have in the office while you're doing things such as PHAQs. We do not want service members to be caught unaware, which is still happening at this time. Mostly, we are finding this is in cases of patients with ADD or ADHD. So please be diligent in getting the word out. If you look in your email, you'll see that I sent out an updated list of 3 MRO templates for you to use with the 1 October date on them. Please make the changes you need to make these yours with your header, your from line, and your signature block and save them for future use. The other thing on the education front is that the MRO recertification course is up and running on the Air Force CME site as course number 2021-0329. Once you register there, you will then go to CarePoint under the MRO tab and view the 2 videos. After you finish, go back to the Air Force CME site and finish your evaluation, and it will alert me to award you 3 credit hours, which will get you your certificate. You will then send this to your Wing DDRPM for inclusion in your MRO folder. Please make sure in working with your Wing DDRPM that you are receiving the unit commander to service member notification date so that you can update your calendar for a 30-day closeout of the case. Having that good relationship with your Wing manager will assure that this will happen each and every time. I encourage you to personally meet your Wing manager, get their cell phone number in your phone, and form a relationship that allows you to seamlessly work on these cases together. One of the last things I want to cover with you is a concern about several high-profile type cases that include fentanyl and norfentanyl metabolites, as well as multiple metabolites that include both prescription and illicit medications. We are seeing many cases like these being service members who are in distress. They are at a higher probability of suicidal ideation, actual suicide attempts, or accidental overdoses. We need to be mindful of this and make sure that our provider hat remains on when we're looking at these cases to make sure that service members are safe. If you have to act primarily as a provider in one of these cases, I am happy to do the MRO duties while you make sure someone gets the care they need. We have had both near misses as well as one known death in the last several months. Reviewing fentanyl cases immediately might save a life. Well, that's enough for today. As always, I stand ready to assist you with curbside consults, covering for leave, deployment, maternity leave, or when there's no full-time provider available to get a review done. Feel free to call my office phone or my cell phone, as both will get to me directly. Thank you very much for what you do for the Drug Demand Reduction Program as well as the Air National Guard. Take care and have a great Air Guard Day.